Henry Ford once said that rims account for 80% of a car's beauty. There are hundreds of rims manufacturers out there, but as in all industries, a niche is always reserved for the best.
BBS LM.
Gotta get them BBS.
And these are the most expensive wheels.
BBS LMs.
BBS Wheels on the Bimmer.
BBS of America.
BBS rims.
BBS.
Too easy.
BBS was established in 1970 in a small, unheard-of German village in the south of Stuttgart called Schilta. The two villagers that lived there, Heinrich Baumgartner and Klaus Brand, never imagined once that this idea would lead them to have a world-famous brand to their name. At first, the company made car parts out of plastic. Back in the days, the exterior tuning wasn't how it is today. The clients were hard to find. People weren't interested in buying plastic bodywork parts. That's when the two businessmen started to think harder, better, about something that would make more sense. Ideas clicked, and eventually they thought of a brand combining the first letter of their names as well as their town's name, Baumgartner, brand Schilta, aka BBS. Okay, so they had a name, but what now? Action. Every evening after work, Heinrich would sit in his workshop, envision and create potential rim models and prototypes. After long, sleepless nights, he presented to the world his first rim model that was eventually declared a masterpiece. It was named the BBS Molly, and people went instantly crazy for them. They were called Molly because for most people, when you start a business, you don't have all the resources in the world. That was their case too. At the time, BBS didn't have the facilities to make their own discs. So the first 1,000 units were made in collaboration with Molly, an equipment manufacturer of internal combustion engines located in Stuttgart. Back then, their standard rim size was between 13 and 15 inches, so it satisfied 90% of all drivers' needs. Things were going amazing, and sometimes you just need one single event, one single spark to skyrocket to the top. The situation reached its peak in 1972, when BMW themselves included BBS Molly Light alloy rims to their additional gear list, skyrocketing BBS to a new high, where other companies like ATS, Borbet, OZ, and Romotech strive to be. Nobody knew it at the time, but BBS was winning the horse from the very start. They were supplying their first three-piece wheels to race teams, and BMW even started using BBS productions exclusively. BMW took the company to a whole other level by making massive orders from them. Some of the new Bimmer models even had BBS rims in the standard set, like the 1984 BMW 320i. This 5-year-old partnership is something BBS would forever be grateful for. If you can attach yourself with someone who's already at the top, you'll have more chances to get there faster too. By 1978, BBS started to open their own factories and working independently instead of relying on Molly. They didn't depend on anyone anymore. The horse was ahead of all of its competitors and on the road to victory. Ah, the 80s. The sun shined differently back then, didn't he? In 1983, another historic event hit. BBS released a new rim series that turned the world of auto enthusiasts upside down. They were almost ideal for any type of car, no matter if they were from the 60s, 70s, or 80s. What model was that? It was the legendary BBS RS, a wheel often imitated but never duplicated. The three faces were created by heating up a chunk of aluminum and pressing it into a mold with 6,500 tons of pressure. The process, called die forging, made for a very strong wheel. They were the wheels to have in the 80s. It was almost like owning Nike Cortezes back then. The BBS treatment made you cool. The RS rims looked like they belonged on a touring car and used the same three-piece construction as racing wheels, but was available from the dealership as an option for your BMW, Porsche, Volkswagen, or Audi. Optioning the RS on a new car would cost you a cool $2,000. Some of the more outlandish 80s tuners, such as the Gambala, used deepish RS wheels on their wide-body demo cars as well. Most RS faces came in either silver or gold, but limited runs of other color schemes appeared throughout the wheel's 12-year production run. The Prima Donna, for example, had a white face with gold hardware. Today, the RS remains sought after, thanks to its classic looks and motorsports connection. As such, expect to pay upwards of $2,500 for a set. The 90s, though, are considered as BBS's golden age. From 1994 and on, all major world championships of racing use BBS rims. We're talking Formula One, IndyCar Series, DTM, and ADAC World Championship. Real motion. And when Porsche, BMW, and Ferrari came knocking for OEM partnerships, yeah, that sealed the deal. BBS became the GOAT. Everything felt like a dream, right? Too good to be true, Well, it was very real. But, unfortunately, at some point in the race, the horse gets tired and needs some water. It seemed that BBS would conquer the world, literally. After all, no one could offer such a high-quality product, unique solutions, and well-balanced design as BBS. But in 2007, things went dark. The political unrest began in Guinea, which was a major aluminum supplier to BBS. As a result, the price of materials increased drastically, and BBS rims became very expensive. Too expensive, as a matter of fact. The situation put the company in a deep crisis after being operational for 37 years. In 2007, the company went bankrupt and was scooped up for pennies by the Punch International Corp. Harsh, but necessary for survival. The company still does what it did before, even though it has changed. Currently, BBS has around 1,200 employees that work every day for the same goal. Still, the golden age passed by irreversibly, but decades later, the legacy still remains. There's still an icon for anyone who knows good wheels when they see them. The three-piece legends found themselves fitted on many celebrities' personal cars. Will Smith's 1998 Bentley Continental T that he'd later switch up with silver BBS's. TJ Hunt's Ferrari 488 on BBS E89s, finding Nick's Audi R8, the 1987 Saab 900 Cabrio on gold ones and paid in full that suddenly became everyone's favorite retro dream car. And of course, let's not forget about Travis Scott's BMW M3 E30 with gold BBS LM wheels. In the end, BBS lasts because of their timeless look, of course, but also for their legacy of hard work and innovation. It's never just been a wheel. It's a symbol between car enthusiasts alike. Hey, if you know, you know. Decades have passed, trends have shifted, but one thing remains. When perfection meets passion, legends are forged, just like BBS. But it isn't just a name, it's the blueprint for what every rim aspires to be. So the next time you see those iconic mesh spokes glistening in the sun, just know you're looking at history.